Today, we will be using percentages for markups and markdowns. So let's take a look at what that means. A markup is when a price is going to go up. So when would that happen? For example, if you own a store, let's say that you sell shoes, you're going to get a pair of shoes for $40. You buy it from the supplier at $40, but you cannot sell it at $40. So you have to sell it for a lot more than that so that you can make a profit. So that's when a price would go up. When you're like the owner of a store and you need to set up the price to go a little bit higher so that you can make money off of that. We will also be looking at markdowns. So that's a decrease when a price goes down. So like when you have your sales and discounts, okay? And then you need to figure out the new price, okay? So we're going to be giving you the original price. We're going to tell you whether it's a markup or a markdown, and then you need to tell me the final price of the item, okay? Now, whenever they give you percentages, you can do a couple of different things. You need to figure out what the money amount is of that percentage. You cannot just add the percent and a money amount. Those are two different units, and we cannot do that. So in order to turn the percent into a money amount, we can either do a proportion, or we can multiply by the percent. Now when you do this, you have to turn into a decimal. So you can pick whichever one of the two, okay? Now when you do the proportion, okay, they give you the original amount, they give you the percentage, and percentage is always over 100. So you have all these three numbers, so you would be solving for x over here, okay? When you multiply by the decimal, you just turn it into a decimal and then multiply the money amount with that. Once you find the x, if it is a markup, you have to add to the original price because the price is going up, so you add. When it's a markdown, you subtract from the original amount because the price is going down. So let's go ahead and look at two examples. The first one I'm going to do using our proportion, and the second one I'll do by turning the percentage into a decimal so that you can see both processes and you get to pick whichever one is easier for you to understand. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. We need to find a retail price, which is the new price, for an item that has an original price of $56 and now has a markup of 40%. So let's use the proportion method. So when you look at your proportion, you're going to set it up with x over original amount. My original amount is 56 equals percentage, which is 40, over the 100. Okay, so you're going to set up your proportion. Remember that when we have proportions, we cross multiply. And we then divide. So we would do 56 times 40, which gives us 2,240, and then we divide by 100. Now we have 22.4. So that is the dollar amount that goes with that 40%. Now we can go ahead and add or subtract. Since it is a markup, the price goes up, so we need to add to the original price. So we take 56 plus 22.4, and we get 78.4. Now since it's money, make sure that you add another zero so we have our full on cents. So this is the new price. So remember, I can't just take the percentage and say 40 plus 56, we cannot do percent adding it to a dollar amount. You first need to go through this process to turn that percentage into the money amount. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at the other method, the one that's multiply by the percent. Remember that you have to turn it into a decimal first. Okay, find a sale price for an item that has an original price of $78 and a discount of 25%. So you cannot just subtract these. That's not how that works. This is a percent and that's money. There are two different units. So you have to first turn that percentage into a money amount. Now in this process, we use the proportion. On here, we're just going to multiply. You're going to multiply that amount by the percent. Now, we first need to turn it into a decimal. So the way that you can turn this into a decimal, so percent to decimal, let's review this. You just divide by 100. That's all you need to do. And when you do that, you get 0.25. So you're multiplying by the 0.25. So you get 19.5. So that's the corresponding money amount. Now you're not done yet. All you did was just turn that percentage into a money amount. Now we need to figure out if we need to subtract or add. Since it is a discount, the price will go down, so you have to subtract. So take your original amount and subtract. And we get 58.5. Now remember that this is money, so we want to go ahead and add the other 0. And that's the final price. So again, things to remember. If the price goes up, you're adding. If the price goes down, you're subtracting. Now they are going to go ahead and give you a percentage. You cannot just add or subtract the percentage to the money amount. You have to turn that percentage into money. So you can either do that by a proportion, x over original, percent over 100, or you can multiply that percentage with the original amount. But remember that that percent needs to be turned into a decimal. So either way, you're going to have to memorize a couple of different things. We have been using proportions, so this may be easier for you, but this also may be easier for you to just remember to just multiply by the decimal amount. So either method will get you the correct answer as long as we're doing the math properly. So it's up to you which method to pick. Change the percentage into a money amount by either of these two methods. Add if it is a markup, subtract if it is a discount or a markdown. Thank you.